Okay, good morning, everyone. Good to see you. Yeah, fresh faces this morning. Yay! Okay, today we're gonna focus on reviewing listening 1. Okay, we're going to go over the activities that you've already done. You watched the video, and while watching the video, you did the activities. Well done. I really appreciate your hard work. I appreciate you trying, and some of you communicated well with me, asking me questions on how to do things. Appreciate that. Thank you for your patience because of some technical problems, but we're fixing everything as fast as we can. Well, before we jump into the textbook, there are a few things I just want to point out to you to make sure that you get these things right. Now, first off, I already updated your lesson schedule. So if you access it, it is more complete. You will see that I put in your pre-study and your Zoom post-study and project plan. What does that mean? Now, pre-study, I refer to the watching of the video of the material, and doing the textbook activities. Basically, that is supposed to be a self-study program that is supposed to be done in class, you and I in class, but we can do that, right? So it becomes self-study, meaning that you are doing that on your own at home, but basically with me because I'm in the video. So you're watching, and then I will tell you things, I will explain things, and I will tell you to pause the video and then do the activities. And then you do the activities, and then you turn the video on again and you continue. So basically, you and I pace through the textbook together, each section. Yeah, so remember that each book has 3 sections: listening 1, listening 2, focus on speaking, and the other book is reading 1, reading 2, focus on writing. So everything we do is always connected to those 3 sections. So if I say do listening 1, that means section listening 1. Okay? Now, so watching the video and doing the activities is the pre-study. You always do that before the Zoom meeting. Okay, those activities are not graded. You write them inside your textbook. You do not have to submit it. If, for example, there is a question you cannot answer because it's too difficult, that's fine. You know, the point is that you're watching the video, and while you're watching, you pause and do the activity, and watch again and pause and do the activity. It's practicing. Since English is a skill and not a theory to be memorized, it's important to a lot of activities. Okay. So if not everything is precisely written down or even answered wrong, no problem there. Then the week after, we have our Zoom meeting, like today. Yeah, so last week you did a pre-study for listening 1, and then today we have our Zoom meeting where we do the review of the material. Okay, we go over the theory, over the activities, and you can ask questions and I will answer. Then after the Zoom meeting, that week will be for you to do the post-study. Now the post-study is the review of all the learning outcomes. And that is in your ebook. So this week you will be doing your ebook listening 1. Okay? That is the post-study. So in the pre-study, you're watching the video of listening 1, you're doing the activities in your textbook, you're trying, it's not graded, it's not uploaded. Then during the Zoom meeting, we discuss that result. And you can ask and you can see, hey, what do you not understand yet and what do you already get? And then after the Zoom meeting, you have 1 week to do the post-study where you do the activities and they cover every learning outcome to make sure you really understand. After that, you'll have a post-test. And the end of the unit, you will have a unit test. So basically, you have pre-study, Zoom meeting, which is review, and post-study. Okay? So remember, whenever I say to you, your pre-study, then we're talking about, what are we talking about when we talk about pre-study? Who can answer that?
Answering the textbook while watching the YouTube video.
Awesome, Marlicia, yes. Correct. When I'm talking about the post-study, what am I referring to? Post-study, what is that?
We have 1 week to do our post-study assignment and we'll have a post-test.
So the post-study is the ebook, okay? Post-study are the activities in the ebook. Yeah, correct. Okay, so these are the 3 components you need to know. Now, if you look at your Unit 1 schedule, you can see that I have already made a pacing for you. It's really easy to see. So you just look at the week that we are in and the week for next week, and then you know exactly what your focus is, because I already planned your pre-study, your Zoom meetings, your post-study, and the planning for your journal and log. So basically, in your Unit 1 schedule, everything is already planned out. You just need to look at the week now, what you're supposed to do, and look what you are expected to have done by next week or what you should do next week. Okay? So pre-study and post-study always go hand in hand, meaning that after this Zoom meeting, that means from today up till next week, Friday, you will be doing post-study for listening 1, your ebook, and you will also do pre-study, which is reading 1 in your textbook. Yeah? That goes together. If we have any video comprehension or post-test or so, that will be done the same day we have our Zoom meeting. That is supposed to be done during our Zoom meeting, but it will take so long for you to be online, so you can do it by yourself, but it has to be done that same day, because that is an activity that should have been done in class, right? Not as homework. So if I give you a video comprehension or I give you a post-test, you should, I give you access for that day, you should finish it also that day. Okay, cool. Because last week we had Zoom meetings of 2 hours, right? We had longer allocated time, and now it's only 1 hour, meaning that those kind of quizzes should be done after our Zoom meeting. Well, really, guys, I hope this is clear. I've been really thinking, you know, like what is the best way for you to follow it? I don't want to make it hard for you. And so, yeah, if you guys have any ideas or any input, maybe probably you're even better at technology than I am, surely, please, I'm open for input. If you have any ideas on this, you could do it this way, that way, please let me know. I'd like to learn from you. Okay, cool beans. Now, so just to make sure, also in your Unit 1 lesson schedule, you also see your project, right? It's written what your speaking project is and your writing. So the pacing is there as well. So your unit schedule is very complete. That's what you should be looking at. Yet still, I will also put the homework that you have, which is your journal, your log, and the ebook, in TD Smart's announcement for Tugas task. So I will write down there when it should be submitted and the description. But remember, you do not submit it in TD Smart. You submit it in the Google form, which is in your ebook. Okay, so do not make a mistake there. Yes. The reason why I still upload the announcement is because, well, it's important to do it there and everybody can check it. But basically, when you access your Unit 1 schedule, you also already know the date when to submit your journal and log. But it's just the week, whereas in TD Smart, I will give you the exact day and date. Okay? But you would still be able to track it through your schedule. Now, for the explanation, the description of how to make your log in your journal, you know, the descriptions that I usually would input for you, like last year, I did that in your ebook. If you go to the ebook for listening and speaking, L and S, or you go to your ebook for reading and writing, R and W, then you go to Unit 1. The first thing you see is are the learning outcomes for that unit, and then underneath the learning outcomes you see the announcement of your speaking project or your writing project. So your speaking project is in LNS, right? And then you will see the description of how your writing has to be done. That same description of your journal and your log will also be placed in TD Smart in the announcement of your task. So you can either read that through TD Smart or through your ebook. Both places I will place it. The reason why I do it in your ebook, because it's so easily accessed and everything is compiled into one. Please follow the instructions because that has to do with your scoring. And please look at your journal and log rubric, which is different from last year. That also will show how I grade you. It's very important to look at that. Okay, another thing is, please people, write your attendance number absent, 2 digits. Don't forget before your name. It's super important for me that you do that. Yes. And please do not take a link from another class. I had many students yesterday who took the link from another class because they couldn't open their own link and they just went into someone else, asked for someone else. What happens is that your name and your result enters into another class. So, tidak direkap di kelasmu. So you can never ever do that because your ebook, even your ebook, everything that is made in the ebook is specified only for your class. You can never ever share that with another class because they have different links. Okay, so please remember that. That's very important. Yeah, cool beans. Now, let's go to listening 1. I really appreciate all of you. I appreciate how you do your best to study and to follow everything. Must not be easy, right? But we stay semangat ya. Ya Marlicia, semangat. Yes. Cool beans. Guys, if you want to respond, please raise your hand because I'm going to share the screen and I will see your hand pop up and then I will give you a chance to talk, either to share or to ask a question. And while we're pacing through listening 1, please be active because it's important for you to understand and I will focus on your needs. Okay. Here we go, the fantastic plastic brain. Now, one of the things you guys really needs to remember is that at the back of your book, you have the compilation of your words. Now, if I'm not mistaken, in this textbook, it's page 251. We can check that one out. Here you go. Unit word list for Unit 1. You see all the words compiled together. Now, you really need to remember that the vocabulary for listening and speaking textbook is different from the reading and writing book, and so is the grammar. Okay, it is not the same. So it is very important for you to remember that. Is it necessary to look at this? Well, it's compiled. I mean, like it's all put together. So it's, if you're confused what it is, it's easier to look at this. And why is this important? Because in one of the criteria for your writing project and speaking project is that you have to include the vocabulary and grammar of the unit. So if you're kind of confused, like, what is it? What is it? Well, in the ebook, there's the summary as well, but you could just flip through the pages and look at, for example, the grammar at the first column. Do not look at the second and the third, only at the first column. And you can see here that in Unit 1, we are looking at verbs followed by gerunds or infinitives with a change in meaning. Okay? Cool. Now, we continue with listening 1. An interview with a brain researcher. Now, you could have read that or listened to that. Anyways, I always have the audio on, and in this case, of course, you could also read along. Make sure that when you listen, that you also listen for pronunciation and intonation. Okay, that's also very important. And here, the bold-faced words are the vocabulary words that they focused on in listening section 1. Yeah, beautiful brain. Now we go here to the vocabulary activity. You were supposed to connect these words with the bold-faced words and then see, because these are like synonyms, yeah, similar meaning. So I'm gonna give the answers to this one for you. Please check as I mentioned them. And then if you missed out on something, you have a question, please do not hesitate to ask. Start with A, yeah? A, alive, is 10. Yeah? Okay. 10 is animate. B, careful about details, is 15. Meticulous. 7 is for C, exact, precise. That is 7. And that would be rigorous. D, causes to be, is number 4, renders. E, cleverness, is number 12. And that is ingenuity. F, doubters, is 13. Skeptics. G, endured, is 14. Gone through. H, increasingly, is 11. Incrementally. I, changed, is 5. Affected. J, is not noticed, is 9. Does not register. K, most talented, is 8. The best and the brightest. L, notice, is 2. Perceive. M, proven, is 3. Authenticated. N, reconnect, is 6. Rewire. O, surprising, is 1. Astounding. Did any of you miss anything? You have a question? No? Okay. All good. If it's all good, we just continue. Thank you. Otherwise, I'll see your hand go up, right? Right. Okay, so those are just the words. Now, previewing, remember, guys, very important. We talked about that also last year. Basically, for speaking and for reading, they're very similar in the way that they have strategies. So like you do previewing for reading, you also do previewing for listening. And previewing's focus is always to create a focus, okay? By focusing and listening, you focus on the topic of the talk, and you would want to know what type of talk it is. Is it a speech? Is it an interview? Is it a presentation? What type of talk is it? And what is the topic? From there, you can predict the purpose, and the prediction of the purpose will help you to know what to listen for while you are listening, and it also directs you on how to take notes. So previewing is a lot of, it's kind of an analyzing and figuring out before you actually know. Very important, gives your brain the chance to adapt, and in the moment when you're listening, you will be able to absorb far more. Now here they asked you to focusing on remembering, focusing, and driving. That's what they talked about. And they wanted you to predict the effect the brain training program had on Karansky's performance of daily activities. So what is it that you could come up with? What effects, not effect, but effects, did you predict? Does anyone want to respond to that? Anyone want to respond to that? No one? If that's the case, I'm gonna spin my wheel of fortune. I got a wheel of fortune. And in my wheel of fortune are all your beautiful names. Ain't that fortune? Meaning that I'm gonna spin it and see whose name pops up, which is totally cool. Okay, so I need to open my wheel first, otherwise I can't make anything run. Okay. It's fairly quiet here. Okay, I come to Angel. Angel, can you answer the previewing part? What effects did you come up with? Angel? Don't worry if you answer wrong, yeah? Or maybe if you really are confused, you can just say that you couldn't do it. That's fine. What about it, Angel? Was it still hard? Should I ask someone else? Angel? No response?
Wait, miss.
Oh, okay. I don't see what you're doing, so you gotta say what you're doing, otherwise I get confused. So it's just predicting what effect it would have.
I'm confused.
Okay, no worries, you're confused. Is there anyone else who would like to try? So what were the effects? Predicting the effects that the brain training program had on Kerensky's performance of daily activities. You would have to have listened to it, and then you would predict the effects. It could be anything. Is there anyone else who would like to try? Alin, can you try? Alin? No response too. Okay, it could be, for example, that it makes the person more effective in their work. It could be a lot of things, and this depends on your own prediction. I cannot tell you. There's not one particular answer correct, since this is your own prediction. Yeah. Okay, so remember, guys, when you're doing this, when you're previewing, you're predicting something more in specific. Matthew? You're predicting something? Yeah, could you try? What did you predict?
I predict that he can remembering stuff again.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Well done. Yeah. And your predictions might probably be different one to another, right? It's not all the same. Yeah. Okay, so a prediction is not yet 100% correct, but it's just trying, you're trying to work with the topic to get into it and to kind of understand where it is going. Okay, we continue with main ideas. Now, this one wasn't that easy either. Yeah, we have here two columns. These are like main ideas and details. So, well, how I taught you mostly is that the left column is main points. Sometimes people refer to them as main ideas, but these are actually just main points. And then you've got the details. The main ideas, mostly only one sentence, which is always in a writing, it would be in a thesis statement, or also in a speaking, a person or a speaker will give you the main idea before they go into the body of their talk. So you see here some main points of meaning of the metaphor, reasons for eye surgeon example, assumption behind TOPS therapy, and so on and so on. Now, you were supposed to listen to the whole interview and take notes on the main ideas. So what are more of the main points that you were hearing by listening to the key phrases? Yeah, and you see the key phrases here. They mentioned the reason, the assumption, the reputation already. They gave you a key for to make it easier for you to listen and to follow. Now, for the first one, reason for eye surgeon example, did anyone already come up with that one? What did you guys come up with for the first one is done, right? Brain machine. I mean, for reason for eye surgeon example, did anyone come up with that one? What about the first, yeah, the second one, basically? No one? It's awfully quiet in IPS today. Reason for eye surgeon example could have been what the person mentioned is to demonstrate brain plasticity, or that the brain can grow and reorganize even after it has been affected by an injury, let's say such as stroke. That's what they mentioned. Or for example, check your answers. Well, I'll give you some input, check what you wrote down. If we go to assumption behind Taub's therapy, what that was, if you had listened, then you would have gotten people learn not to use the parts of the body that don't work. So they stop using those parts and make up for it by using the other parts. So Taub's reputation in scientific community is highly regarded. It's meticulous because people believe that what he's doing is good. That's the other one. And the last one, for Michael Merzenek's contribution to brain research, while he persuaded skeptics that the brain was plastic. So basically the things that I pointed out just now are all mentioned. If you would have listened to the audio, you would have heard that. And the points that are written here at the left box are just to help you hear it. They could have made it empty, but that would have been even harder. So did you get that or not? Did you hear that or not? That's the question for today. Okay. Now the same goes with the details. You were asked to listen to to follow the key words or the key phrases of the details and then grasp the details and write them down. Now the first one, reasons the metaphor is wrong. What did they say about that? Is there anyone who got that? Please raise your hand if you want to talk. No one? Okay, now the first one, reasons the metaphor is wrong, is the brain is not inanimate like a machine. It grows like a plant and it changes structure and function. That's what they said about it. So even if you don't or didn't write down exactly what I'm reading right now, no problem. Kurang lebih, did you get something in that sense or not? Go to the next one, problem, treatment reasons behind first treatment choice. He didn't recover because the assumption was that brain cannot change. Thought that if part of the body didn't work, it didn't work and there was nothing to do about it. That's what they said about it. And how Taub's therapy works. What they said was you put the good part of the body, the limb, in a cast to train the injured part to work, not allow the affected limb not to work. So you can see here that the main points are connected to the details. Yeah, so this main point basically is connected to the detail, and then this one is connected to this detail, and then this main point is connected to here. So you really go from left to right, and they're both connected. Yeah. So if we're looking at the next one, Taub's reputation in scientific community. Now we're looking at the details of evidence for Taub's reputation. What did they say about that, or how did they further explain that? Studies exist to prove effectiveness and prove that other rehab methods are not effective. And if you're looking at the last one, Michael Merzenek's contribution to brain research, and look at the details that are mentioned into the key phrase of examples of brain plasticity applications with children and adults. It talked about programs for children with learning disabilities, reading problems. For adults, reverse problem with memory, such as remembering names and faces and driving. Those were some of the points that were mentioned in the audio. Now you can check from the things I mentioned what you got out of it. Were you in the same line or not? Do you guys have any questions about this part? As you can see, the main points are related to the details, okay? So one main point, like the first one here, the detail is about that main point, because the details are the explanation of a main point. Remember that the main idea is only a general statement that covers the whole audio or the whole text. In a text that is mentioned and written in the thesis statement, and in an audio it's mentioned in the introduction also before they enter into the body of the talk. That is the main idea. Okay, and then we have main points. Each part then has main points, and the main points, they are explained by details. So that's why in this table you can see how the details are connected to the main points. Well, good. Yeah.
Yeah, all good. Yeah.
Great. Let's continue. Now, we go to the next page, and I'm going to ask you questions. You are going to answer this. This one talked about recognizing degree of certainty. Now, making inferences, you guys already know, you're smart people. You've been with me for already 2 years. You know that inferences is implied meaning. When you make inferences, you combine facts, right, in order to get a conclusion. And that is critical analytical thinking, where you are digging a little bit deeper underneath the surface to figure out what is in the text or in the audio which is not stated directly, but indirectly it is there. So an educated guess, right? Now, we're going to excerpt 1. Who would want to answer that one? What is Deutsch's degree of certainty? Okay, before we go there, I forgot. So we have the degrees of certainty. Sometimes something is really, really very certain, so absolutely certain. Sometimes it's not certain. Sometimes it's like not very certain. Now that we can hear from the way someone talks. Yeah, from the intonation, the emphasis they use, how long the sentence is or how short, the type of words they use or phrases, all implies the certainty. Okay, excerpt 1. Who's going to go with that one? Come on, people, be interactive. Hello, hello. Okay, then I'm gonna just look at my wheel of fortune. Okay, we're gonna go to wait. Okay, I'm gonna go to, oh, I see here, Kanaya. Kanaya, can you do number 1? Hello, Kanaya. No?
Hello,
Oh,
hello.
hi, good morning. Okay, sometimes
Good morning.
it comes a bit late, no worries. Okay, can you answer number 1? What is Deutsch's degree of certainty? Is that A, B, or C?
I think he is C.
Yeah, correct. And can you tell me what the clue is, or what made you choose C?
He replies the statement just right after the statement is given, and he used the repetition of very.
Very good. Cool. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he emphasizes very strongly on the word very. Yeah, good. Well done. Okay, we go to excerpt 2. Anyone else? Giving you a chance to speak up, guys. Michelle.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely certain.
Okay.
So the clues are use of the word in fact, meaning according to a fact or talk about fact.
Okay, thank you for answering, Michelle. Appreciate it. Yeah, so actually it is B. It is certain, not absolutely certain. So you got to think of it this way. If it's absolutely certain, it's like very dominant. It's very obvious, very clear. When it's certain, it's still somewhere in the middle. But I really, really like how you explained yourself. It's really good that you are able to explain why you chose C, though. The right answer is be certain. It's because there are not so many stressed words. The speaker in this excerpt did not really stress the words. So if you really hear clear stresses of like, this is important, you know, stuff like that, that really shows very clear certainty in something. Okay, we're gonna do excerpt 3. Who's gonna go? Raise your hand, please. Come on, beautiful people. It's still early. Anaya? No one? Okay, let me look at my Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. Oh, I got Jose and Ryan. Good, your lucky day. Ryan? Rian? Jose and Rian? No? That's sad. We're gonna go again.
Miss,
Oh yeah, wait, hi.
yang C ya?
Except 3. Oh, you choose C. Yeah, C is
Yeah.
correct. Absolutely certain. Rian, can you tell me what made you choose C? If it's hard for you to respond in English, you can use some Indonesian if you want.
Because it say that it's proven.
Yeah, it's proven exactly. And most important, researcher persuaded skeptics, develop programs. Yeah, very good. Hey, thanks for answering. Well done. Good job. Okay, now that brings us to the last part. Before we continue to express opinions, do you guys have any questions about this? So very clearly we can see and hear when someone is certain in their speaking from the emphasis. Yeah, menekankan what word is emphasized on. So that is the intonation, how to pronounce. Sometimes they start speaking slower. Yeah, or when they use markers like, okay, this is important, next thing comes up. Yeah, those things will show when something is very certain or very important or not. Okay, we continue with expressing opinions. You might think like, Miss Sylvie, how can we discuss all this? Like, there's no groups, there's no. Totally correct. But the whole thing is that you can still answer this, even though you're by yourself at home. Can any of you tell me why it is important to express opinions or to be able to be opinionated about something? To reason.
So you can firmly believe in yourself and not swayed by other people.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, true. Yeah, definitely know where you stand yourself, right? Yeah, very good. Anyone else?
To give someone else an idea.
Give someone else an idea. I like that too. Hey, it's very different. Yeah, we all have very different ways of looking at things. Ha. Okay, one more. Got 2 great answers. One more. One more. Daphne, are you here?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, Daphne, can you tell me why do you think it's important to be able to reason, you know, like form an opinion on something, a viewpoint?
I think it's important to. It's like one of the way to like learning to understand yourself. I think like to make people believe in you like that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, very good. Thank you. You know, guys, I'm really happy to hear you guys all try to speak in English and make, you know, like complete sentences and not just a sentence, but like a whole paragraph. Let's say it like that. Cool beans. Now, what you guys said all refers to the self. So you all made a statement, which was correct, to the self, as in where do you stand, what do you believe in, encouraging others, influencing others, and all that. It is also important to express opinions just to understand concepts. Expressing opinions means before you express what your view is, means you have to think about it. And that is the process, what we call reasoning, is that you see a certain concept, which can just be factual. It doesn't always have to be very biased. Let's say there's this circumstance, this factual situation, and you just start thinking about it. Like, hey, what is that? Or why is it that way? Or why is it not in another way? So you go back to your 5 W's and H, and that is more looking at things more critical or more analytical to find underlying meaning, not to just take it, not just at face value. That's what we call like, oh yeah, well, that's what it is. No, you take time to think about it, and why would something be the way it is, and then the ability to express that thought that you have in the right and correct way. So the ability to reason about something, understand something, but maybe also come up with a different viewpoint on it, and then the ability to express it through speaking or through writing. Okay, and that makes you literate. That's called when someone is literate, that they are able to express themselves correctly. Now, whenever you do express yourself, you have to remember to always be respectful. See, I mean, like a viewpoint is biased, but is right for you. A view then can never be wrong, because that is what you view. And that's why it is important that you're respectful always towards yourself, and you're respectful towards other people. Meaning that whenever you do express an opinion, you should always be correct in the way you express that. Okay, so you can never express it towards other people in the sense that other people are wrong, because your way is only right. Then, for example, if you're listening to someone else expressing their opinion, take that then into account. Think about that. Hey, why does that person think that way? Different from mine, like that. So this whole process of learning to express an opinion is basically starting from the basic point of reasoning first, learning to think about things and circumstances from different angles, like in a discussion, objectively, try to be most objective as you can, and then formulating that again back into speech or writing. Okay? Now, does that make sense to you? That's too deep, Miss.
Yes.
Okay. Ain't no the answer, buddy, of yes and no. Cool. Okay, so the question was like, give your opinion of and the reason why you have that opinion. Let's go to number 1. Yeah. After hearing about the fantastic plastic brain, now I cracked up when I read that, because I was like, fantastic plastic brain. Oh, what is that? Okay, what changes could you make in your life to strengthen the power of your brain? What would you do to strengthen the power of your brain? Or do you think my brain is strong enough? I don't know. Me, my coffee works so far, but I don't know how long that will help. In other words, how would you exploit neuroplasticity for your benefit? Or what implications might the research have for your parents, grandparents, or children? Oh, well, you don't have children, siblings or something. Okay, let's start with the first part. Who would like to respond to this? Okay, Sam Ryan.
By reading.
Okay, Abel, just continue, and then we go to Sam Ryan. Okay, no worries.
By reading books and communicate with other people.
Yeah, and can you explain why you come to that point? So try to give reasons for that.
Because by reading books, you can kayak apa ya, memperkuat ingatan gitu.
Yeah, so you can change. What is that? Ingatan, memory. Yeah.
Yeah, memory.
Yeah, cool. Thank you, Abel. Well done. Okay, we go to Sam Ryan.
Getting enough quality sleep.
Okay. Oh, so explain that. Come on, Ryan, explain. Why that?
Because I think if you get a good night's sleep and a good quality sleep, it'll help your brain to reset, I think, and your mental state the day after will be much better.
Right. Now, if you're talking about good quality of sleep, how long would that be for you?
Not that good.
So how many hours do we need to have a good quality? What do you think?
I think it's 7.5 hours, maybe 8.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, there's someone I know who needs like 14 hours to have a good quality of sleep. 40. There's some people, and they say the older they get, the less they sleep. Like old people can have like 4 hours and they're like awake. Okay, cool. Okay, let's go to number 2. Brain injuries such as strokes or concussions or learning disabilities such as dyslexia can create serious challenges. Have you or someone you know ever suffered a brain injury or had to cope with overcoming a learning disability? So what was the recovery process like? How might you have applied this to helping you or someone you know with this injury or disability? Does anyone want to respond to this, or who would like to respond?
Me, miss.
Okay, cool, Jordy, go.
Yes, my cousin. He got stroke last time and he had to stop his university.
Boy, how old was he? He or she?
It was a he.
How old was he when he got a stroke?
I think around 20 years old.
20? Oh, man. Okay, that's kind of shocking. So can you tell us a little bit about this? Because it's that's kind of interesting to understand. So how did that affect his life then, besides just stopping the university?
He can't really walk and he can't uh move his hands also.
Mm-hmm. And then does he
Yeah.
do like online studies or so, or he stops studying?
Currently he stops.
Okay. So as a cousin, that's your cousin, right? Like, what is it that
It,
you do or could do to help him out?
we prayed for him and we just visited him and asked him what really happened and give him support, of course.
Yeah, cool. You're a good cousin. Yeah, definitely prayer. Definitely. God is a healer, right? God can do
Yes.
anything. Amen. Thank you for sharing, Jordy. Yeah, so there are a lot of different things that happen that would have an effect on our brain, right? Anyone else maybe who want to share something?
Miss, I think.
Yeah, Daphne?
Yeah. So one day like I went to like a daycare, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was like a one boy and his cerebral palsy. Do you know that? Cerebral palsy, I guess.
Yes, yes.
Cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
It's like a syndrome, like it's like uh, one of the disability that his body is like really small, but actually he was already like 13 years old, but his body is like our is just like the same size as like our arms like that. And he just like his mom like really patient mother to his son actually, and she success to raise his son for like 13 years, and he just passed away like 2 weeks ago, I think. And I was just like so shocked, and it's like so sad for his mother, and because his mother is like so patient and kind like that to everybody. Yeah, just
So how old was he when he passed away? 13?
yeah, 13, yeah, 13 years old, because actually about a year ago, me, Teguh, and Kana, I think, was like celebrate his birthday, like to his house.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, for what it's worth, my condolences for your loss, because that is really really sad. But what is really cool is that you and your friends had a chance to do something good for him, or at least look after him. Guys,
I'm
what's
so glad
going
about
on? Such heavy stories today. Very deep.
Emotional day.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting here like nailed to the ground, like what? Oh boy. But you know, what you guys just shared with me, or what we shared together, that definitely puts us back into perspective, right? Now, what do you think? If I say this puts you back into perspective, what pops up in your head? Hearing these stories, what does it make you think?
To be grateful.
To be grateful, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Grateful for
Blessed.
life. Yeah? Yes, Jordi?
Blessed.
We are blessed. We are. So we're grateful. We're blessed. One more. Someone else? No? Those are big words already, yeah? Grateful and blessed. And I think also we should be joyful, yeah? Like enjoy the moments that God gives to us and that we have, and do the best we can to help other people as well. Always be, compassionate for people around us. Life is not always the way we want it to go, and it's not, we don't always get everything that we like, but God is always with us. He's never against us. He's always for us. And like in the devotion, I also told you guys that God knows the plans he has for you, and plans to prosper means that we should, yes, always be grateful, as Ryan said, and we should always feel blessed, just as Jody said, and we should always find joy in life, right? Okay, wow, guys, I'm going to close with this super, super beautiful and super, super intense testimonials of yours. Thank you so much for sharing today. Thank you for participating. Yeah. Let me take a clear attendance real quick, guys. Give me one chance. Okay. Okay, for the class president, please, or class captain, please don't forget to send to me real quick who was late and also who didn't attend today. Okay, my great appreciation for you. It was awesome being with you today, and honestly, I really enjoyed your stories, and I really hope that other people such as Jorin and Kirana and Tommy and Enric and Grady and everybody else also speaks up next time, okay? Because all of your stories are interesting, and it doesn't matter how good your English is. The point is that you just speak up, okay?
Okay, miss.
Okay, now have a great weekend. That's weird to say that, but tomorrow is a holiday, so enjoy your time. Contact me if you've got any questions.
Itu libur.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Jual ada ya?
Look at your faces now, eh? Now you're smiling.
I completely forgot that tomorrow's a holiday.
Yeah, well, you're at home anyways, right? Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
guys. God bless. See you soon, okay? Bye-bye.
Thank you, Miss
Thank
Sylvie.
you, Miss Sylvie.
Bye.
Thank you, Miss Sylvie.
Go